Powerbeats Pro have been on the market for a little over a year now, and on June the 9th we're expecting 4 new colours. I've had mine since launch, and these are 6 reasons to buy them and 6 not to. But before we look at what I like about them and what I don't like about them, let's have a look at the specs. Powerbeats Pro are truly wireless Bluetooth earphones that are compatible with both iOS and Android, but we'll get to that. They have adjustable secure fit ear hooks, interchangeable ear tips. They are IPX4 sweat and water resistant, come with Siri integration on an iOS device, and are available in 8 colours. And with each of the 8 colours, it seems you can have the case in any colour you want, as long as it's black. So what do I like about the Powerbeats Pro? Number 1, the controls. Unlike AirPods, my other wireless earphone of choice, the Powerbeats Pro have physical buttons for control. You get a volume rocker and a multifunctional button. The best thing is, you get it on both earpieces. This means that you don't have to remember which function is on which earpiece, and you can control everything directly from the earpieces. No interaction with your device is needed. One of my biggest gripes about the AirPods, which I love, is that they don't have any volume control, unless you count Siri, which, to be honest, I don't. So having a dedicated volume rocker on both earpieces, for me, is a big win. The multifunctional button, which also doubles as the Beats logo in the centre of the earpiece, allows you to play and pause, skip forward and back, as well as summon Siri. Having dedicated physical controls on the earpiece makes controlling your music so much easier when you're breaking a sweat. Number 2, pairing. Unless you've been living under a rock, you will likely know that Beats is now owned by Apple. Why is this important? The H1 chip. The H1 chip in the Powerbeats Pro allows lightning fast pairing with an iOS device. Simply open the case next to the device, hit the connect button, and you're paired. If you're an Android user, there is a pairing button in the case. It just means that you've got to connect them the old-fashioned way. Number 3, sound quality. If you like the bassy sound of other Beats products, you know what to expect here. Sound quality is good and they pack a punch. Number 4, battery life. Battery life on the Powerbeats Pro is around 9 hours in the earpieces, with enough in the case to get you to a total of 24 hours. They also feature fast charging. 5 minutes back in the case is going to get you another 90 minutes of playback. Number 5, ear tips. If you're a fan of ear tips on your earphones, then you're in luck, because you've got 4 to choose from. 1 comes pre-installed on the earpiece themselves, and you get 3 other choices in the box. Number 6, build quality. Older over-ear Beats had somewhat of a reputation for being high in price and low in quality. Whilst the first still may be true, the second definitely isn't when it comes to the Powerbeats Pro. The build quality of these is excellent. So whilst there's plenty to like, what don't I like about the Powerbeats Pro? Number 1, comfort. I do not find these earphones to be comfortable for me. When I wear them for an extended period of time, the ear hook tends to pinch the top of my ear. Despite how much you can adjust the ear hook, I can never seem to get them to sit without them pinching. But that is not the worst of it. Towards the back of the main body of the earpiece is this kind of hard plastic section, which always seems to sit on this part of my ear. It doesn't matter how I adjust them or in what position I have them, it always ends up resting just here, which becomes very uncomfortable very quickly. Number 2, ease of fit. If you're planning on wearing these earphones for anything other than sport, you are going to find it a pain every time you need to remove them. Let's say you wear them in the office, for instance. A colleague comes over to ask you a question. You pull one out, they pause, just like AirPods. But when you want to put them back in, you have to perform this kind of hook, twist, push motion. Then your colleague, as they're walking away, turns around and says, there's something else. You have to pull them out again, field the question, and you're back to this twisty push hook maneuver. The secure fit may be good when you're doing some vigorous exercise, but when you're just listening to some casual tunes at your desk, it's going to become a pain. Number 3, the multifunction button. I may have praised the physical buttons earlier in the list, but skipping through tracks with the multifunction button means that every time you push that button, you're pushing the earpiece further and further into your ear. Again, over time, this becomes uncomfortable. Number 4, the size of the charging case. The sheer size of the charging case means that this is going to be something that needs to live in your bag or at home rather than in your pocket, which means you're not going to have them with you all the time like you would AirPods or something similar. You can actually fit the AirPods inside the charging case for the Powerbeats Pro. That's how big it is. I also thought that the size of the case meant that I would get additional battery life over the AirPods, but case plus earpieces together, they're about the same. Number 5, charging issues. On a few occasions, I had issues trying to get a solid connection between the earpiece and the charging case. Despite there being magnets to help you guide them in place, they don't always seat right, and what that results in is one earpiece charged and one dead. Given the fact that you might throw these on before you leave the house with the charging case left at home, this is going to be really frustrating when you hit play and realise that only one of your earpieces is charged. Number 6, pairing issues. Having praised the pairing process, it's not 100% perfect. On a few occasions, I've had trouble pairing one of the earpieces. It just won't connect. The only way to remedy this is to remove both earpieces, put them back in the charging case and start the process again. Whilst a minor problem, it's pretty frustrating, particularly if you've done the hook, twist, push maneuver on both earpieces, you've left the house, you're ready to go for a run, and all of a sudden you realise that only one of the earpieces is paired. It means going back in the house, back to the charging case, taking them out and restarting the whole process. It's pretty frustrating. So for me, I think you always need to check the connection before you're out of sight of the case. So what's the overall verdict? The conclusion for the Powerbeats Pro is a difficult one. Most of my issues with them come down to how comfortable they are for me. I can't fault how securely they fit on your ears, and during exercise there's absolutely no chance that they're coming out of your ears. But to be fair, I have little to no problems with AirPods falling out while I'm running either. So the benefits just don't outweigh the cons. Ultimately, I found them too uncomfortable to use on a daily basis. This, for me, outweighed the pros of using them. If you're lucky enough that the Powerbeats Pro fit you comfortably, you're going to be using them purely for exercise, and you can justify the cost, then I'd recommend you pick yourself up a pair. In the same way as many people find AirPods uncomfortable, I find that they fit me perfectly. So the same may be true for you for Powerbeats Pro. I really wanted to like the Powerbeats Pro, and a lot of people will. It's just, they don't fit me. If you're looking for a pair of truly wireless earphones to use for exercise that have a secure fit, then these might be the ones that you've been looking for. The deal breaker for most people, as with all earphones, will be the fit. If you are looking to grab yourselves a pair of the Powerbeats Pro, then I'll leave a link in the description. This is an Amazon affiliates link, so I will earn a small commission with no additional cost to you. It's a great way to support the channel if you like what I'm doing. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you would like more of this type of content, then hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one.